Our story today is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Step into the mysterious world of Bram Stoker's Dracula, a timeless classic that weaves together a narrative through a series of journals and diaries. Published in 1897, this Gothic tale unfolds in a captivating manner. Jonathan Harker's journal. My journey into the heart of Transylvania began with a train ride that carried me from the familiar comforts of Munich to the mysterious realm of Budapest. The air shifted, and the cityscape morphed into something wild and unknown as we approached Klausenberg, a place that whispered ancient secrets. In the Golden Krone Hotel in Bistritz, the eerie aura of the East surrounded me. The locals spoke of traditions and superstitions, hinting at a world untamed and steeped in the supernatural. My quest to assist Count Dracula in his dealings led me to the very doorstep of the Carpathian Mountains, where every known superstition seemed to converge in a chilling crescendo. As journal entry continued. The ink on the pages of my journal barely dried from my previous revelations, yet my journey into the unknown surged forward with relentless momentum. The air in the ancient Golden Krone Hotel hung heavy with the weight of secrets, and the anticipation of what lay ahead gripped me like a vice. As I departed Bistritz, the landscape transformed into a realm untouched by time. The train's rhythmic journey carried me further into the heart of Transylvania, where the Carpathian Mountains loomed like silent sentinels, guarding mysteries that begged to be unraveled. The very essence of the East enveloped me, and the locals, with their enigmatic gazes, hinted at a world beyond the grasp of reason. The Slovaks, with their cowboy hats and heavy leather belts, seemed like characters ripped from the pages of an Oriental saga, casting an eerie spell upon the narrative. The rhythmic clatter of the train wheels echoed through the Transylvanian night, a relentless soundtrack to my descent into an enigma that seemed to tighten its grip with every passing mile. The Carpathian Mountains loomed like ancient sentinels, their peaks veiled in an ominous mist, as if guarding secrets too perilous for the uninitiated. The locals, with their cryptic glances, whispered tales of a land steeped in folklore, their eyes betraying a knowledge that danced just beyond my reach. The Slovaks, spectral figures in the moonlight, left an indelible mark on my journey, their presence like shadows that refused to be ignored. As the train plunged into the velvety darkness of the Borgo Pass, dread clung to the air like an unseen adversary. The howling of a distant dog became a mournful prelude to the impending rendezvous with Count Dracula, its silhouette etched against the ink-black sky. With each passing moment, the weight of the unknown bore down on me. The journal, my sole anchor. Chapter excerpt. Jonathan Harker's journal. My dearest Mina, as I sit down to pen these words, I find myself grappling with the need to record the harrowing events that have befallen me in this remote castle in Transylvania. The flickering candlelight casts eerie shadows on the parchment, mirroring the darkness that envelops this cursed place. It was in the pursuit of my professional duties that I embarked on a journey to meet Count Dracula, a mysterious aristocrat residing in the heart of the Carpathian Mountains. The purpose, a real estate transaction of sorts, seemed mundane compared to the strange encounters that awaited me. Upon reaching the castle, I was greeted by an air of unsettling silence, broken only by the distant howls of wolves echoing through the rugged terrain. Count Dracula, a figure both charismatic and enigmatic. Let's dive into the story from the perspective of Mina Murray's journal. Mina Murray's journal opens with her excitement about her fiancé Jonathan Harker's upcoming return from a business trip in Transylvania. However, as she eagerly awaits his arrival, she begins to sense an unease as Harker's letters become sporadic and filled with unsettling details about his host, Count Dracula. Harker eventually returns to England, but he is a changed man. Mina notes his weakened state and the trauma he has suffered during his time in Dracula's castle. As Mina and Harker try to resume their normal lives, Mina's best friend, Lucy Westenra, falls ill under mysterious circumstances. Mina diligently records the events surrounding Lucy's illness and the perplexing behavior exhibited by her friend. Despite the efforts of several suitors and the intervention of Professor Van Helsing, Lucy succumbs to her ailment. Van Helsing suspects a supernatural cause, and enlists the help of Harker, Mina, and others to uncover the truth. As the group investigates, Mina becomes increasingly entwined in a web of horror and the supernatural. Van Helsing reveals the existence of vampires, and Mina learns that Count Dracula is at the center of the mysterious events. The group realizes that Dracula has left Transylvania and is now in England, preying on the living. Mina's journal becomes a crucial resource as the group devises a plan to stop Dracula and save her from his clutches. The narrative unfolds through a series of diary entries, letters, and newspaper articles, providing a sense of urgency and intimacy. The group tracks Dracula, facing numerous challenges and revelations along the way. The climax occurs at Dracula's castle, where the group confronts the vampire in a climactic battle between good and evil. Mina's journal captures the suspense, fear, and determination of the characters as they strive to defeat the ancient evil and rid the world of Dracula's menace. Mina's journal serves not only as a record of the terrifying events, but also as a testament to the resilience and courage of the characters in the face of supernatural adversity. The story concludes with the defeat of Dracula and the restoration of a semblance of normalcy, though not without sacrifices and lingering echoes of the supernatural. The morning sun cast its golden rays over London as the city awakened to the daily hustle. On the bustling streets, the newspaper boys energetically shouted the headlines, and among them was a distinctive voice proclaiming the latest from the Daily Graph. Curiosity seized the passers-by as they flocked to purchase the paper. With a rustle of pages and a hum of anticipation, the city absorbed the mysterious tales unfurling in ink. The newspaper, inked with bold letters and vivid descriptions, told of peculiar happenings and unearthly occurrences. It spoke of shadows creeping through the night, of whispers carried by the wind, and of a looming presence that sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to investigate. The ink on the pages seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy, as if the words themselves held a key to some hidden truth. Certainly, here's a snippet of Mina Murray's journal from chapters 6 to 10. Mina Murray's journal. Chapter 6. The Waiting. As I sit by the window, pen in hand, my thoughts drift to Jonathan in far-off Transylvania. The letters from him arrive sporadically, each one a lifeline to the man I love. His words carry both excitement and an undercurrent of unease. My heart aches for his return, and I cannot shake the foreboding sense that something ominous lingers in his correspondence. Chapter 7. The Unfolding Drama. News from Whitby arrives in scattered letters from my dear friend Lucy. She writes of mysterious happenings, strange encounters on the seaside cliffs. My concern deepens, forming a knot in my stomach. I long for Lucy's well-being, but an unspoken dread creeps in, casting shadows over her idyllic vacation. Chapter 8. Introducing the Players. In the drawing rooms of England, new characters step into the limelight. Dr. John Seward, a friend of Lucy's, details his experiences in an asylum. The mention of Renfield, a patient with peculiar habits, raises eyebrows. These pieces of the puzzle, seemingly unrelated, hover in the background, waiting to connect in the tapestry of our lives. Chapter 9. Darkening Skies. Jonathan's absence stretches, a void that refuses to be filled. I find solace in my journal, pouring my anxieties onto the pages. The air in England thickens with an unspoken tension. The arrival of mysterious newspapers, detailing August 8th events, casts an eerie shadow over our daily lives. Chapter 10. Shadows Lengthen. As I pen these words, the stage is set for a drama yet to unfold. I catch glimpses of the dark threads weaving through our lives, binding us to a fate unknown. The ache for Jonathan intensifies, and I find myself entangled in a web of uncertainties. Little do we know what awaits us in the chapters yet to be written. This snippet captures Mina's emotional journey, the introduction of key elements, and the growing sense of unease that permeates the narrative during this part of the novel. Chapter 12. A Doctor's Reflections. Dr. John Seward, a man of science, records his thoughts in a diary that unveils his experiences at the insane asylum. His musings reflect a keen intellect and a rational mind. The entries convey his deep concern for a particular patient, Renfield, whose eccentricities border on the macabre. Chapter 13. Renfield's Peculiar Habits. As Dr. Seward delves into Renfield's case, he discovers the patient's peculiar obsession with consuming living creatures. Renfield's unnerving behavior raises questions about the nature of insanity and hints at a connection between the patient and a darker force. Chapter 14. The Mystery Deepens. The narrative then shifts to England, where Dr. Seward becomes entangled in the mystery surrounding Lucy Westenra. Lucy's health is in rapid decline, and her condition perplexes the medical professionals involved. Dr. Seward is drawn into the investigation, his scientific mind challenged by the inexplicable symptoms that Lucy exhibits. Chapter 15. Enter Van Helsing. The enigmatic professor. Abraham. Van Helsing enters the scene, adding an air of authority and knowledge to the unfolding events. Dr. Seward consults Van Helsing in an attempt to decipher the mysteries surrounding Lucy's illness. Van Helsing's presence marks a turning point, as he recognizes the supernatural element at play. Chapter 16-18. A Battle Against Darkness. As Lucy's health deteriorates, a sense of urgency grips Dr. Seward and his associates. Van Helsing takes the lead in confronting the supernatural threat that looms over Lucy. The narrative intensifies as the characters grapple with forces beyond their understanding, culminating in a battle against darkness that transcends the realms of science. Throughout these chapters, Stoker skillfully weaves together the rational world of science with the inexplicable forces of the supernatural. Dr. Seward's journey becomes a pivotal thread in the broader narrative, as he confronts the limits of his scientific understanding and comes face to face with the ancient evil that threatens Lucy and those around her. Dear readers, I want to express my heartfelt thanks for joining me on this journey through the summary of Dracula. Your engagement means a lot. If you have any thoughts, reflections, or additions you'd like to share, please feel free to leave a comment. Your perspectives enrich the conversation, and I look forward to hearing from each one of you. Happy reading.